Hi there, my name is Alana and here at Classy on the Run, we love talking about high-end and luxury makeup and handbags. Today I am so excited to be doing a sort of a chatty get ready with me video. We're gonna be putting together this beautiful makeup look. I'm so excited to share this with you. And throughout the video, I'm gonna be answering some of the questions that you guys have left in my community tab. So if you're new to my channel, hi, hello, my name is Alana and I am participating in Vlogmas. So that means every single day until Christmas, I am posting a new video here on YouTube. We've got tons of fun content planned, some surprise giveaways, and just some videos I'm really excited about. So if you're not already subscribed to my channel, please subscribe and let's get into it. Okay, so let's get this look started. I already have Charlotte Tilbury's Magic Cream all over my face. Not only do I love using that as a, I almost said as a foundation. Not only do I love using that as my moisturizer, but I also love it for kind of priming and prepping skin for makeup. So today I just decided to use up what is left of my jar because it is over here and I officially finished it up. So this is going in my empties bin. I do have a backup. So anyways, at some point during Vlogmas, we are going to have an empties video. So for my concealer today, I'm going to be using Mercier's Flawless Fusion Longwear Concealer. I wear it in the shade 1N. So I did ask in my community tab if you guys had any questions or anything you wanted me to answer. So I've taken down a bunch of them and we're just going to do this really chatty. Okay, so the first question that I got was my first Christmas gift, or I guess first Christmas gift memory. So for my first Christmas, my parents bought me I guess they got me a lot of things, but I was one. Going in with my Laruce Kabuki brush, LR222. I love using this one for concealer. Anyway, so for my first Christmas, I'm told by my parents that, well, I have this item, but they got me a handmade rocking chair from the One of a Kind show. And so every year when I go to the One of a Kind show, my dad's always like, did you know that for your first Christmas, like, we got that rocking horse from the One of a Kind show. So it is a really beautiful rocking horse. It is neatly tucked away at my parents' house. I know that, you know, eventually when I have children, that's gonna be something I'm gonna want in their bedroom. But it was just a really beautiful wooden rocking horse that I really enjoyed and was always a part of my childhood. And yeah, and it's from the One of a Kind show. And I actually recently did a One of a Kind show haul. I love going to the One of a Kind show because there are so many beautiful handmade items. And obviously many of those items stand the test of time because, you know, my parents would have bought that beautiful rocking horse like 27 years ago this time of year. And it is still in just absolutely beautiful condition. So that is officially what I got for my first Christmas gift. But I also wanted to sort of share the first Christmas gift that I truly remember. Because I think those are two different things. I was one. Don't know how many things you remember from being one. Really quick, we're gonna be going in with a foundation that I've really been enjoying. This is Dior's Forever Skin Glow, and I wear it in the shade 0N. I've actually been wearing this foundation a lot during Vlogmas. I know I don't always list everything I'm wearing in the video, but lately I've been wearing this one like a ton, and I'm obsessed, so I just dab it around. And I like to use a synthetic brush to apply it, so I'm gonna be buffing it in with the Real Techniques. It's like I just like to roll the last little bit on my face so I don't waste any. The Real Techniques sculpting brush. Okay, so the first Christmas gift I really remember. So when I was 7, what I really wanted for Christmas was a Barbie. And so I told everybody that I wanted a Barbie. And my mom was like, Alana, like if you tell everyone you want a Barbie, everyone's gonna get you a Barbie. And I was like, that sounds great, I'll have a ton of Barbies. But I didn't really understand how true that was. If you know, and I know I do that with kids too, I'll get to that in a second, but you know, if you tell everyone that you like Barbie, everyone's gonna get you a Barbie. And so I think that Christmas I got like 12 or 15 Barbies. It was like ridiculous. And there's this picture of me at my basement at my old house, the house I grew up in, holding all of my Barbies like a fan. And I remember specifically there was this Rapunzel Barbie, and she had like this hair that like went up into like a hair tiara, like a really big braided bun, and you just like, there's a little button in the back and you let it down and then her hair went down. And anyways, there were just a ton of Barbies. So from that, I did learn that if you ask everyone to buy you the same thing for Christmas, everyone's gonna buy you the same thing for Christmas. So now what I do as an adult is I make a list of all the things I want for Christmas, and then, you know, at different price points, I sort them by price point. And then when my in-laws say, hey Lana, what do you want for Christmas? I send them, you know, a couple of lower priced items, a couple of higher priced items, and that way they can, you know, choose whatever it is they want to get me. I do the same thing for my parents, my husband, and then that way I don't end up with the adult equivalent of 15 Barbies. But, you know, I think as adults, we are so guilty of doing that. And I don't even know if it's guilty, because it's like, what do you buy kids for Christmas when you don't have kids? Okay, we're gonna be prepping for eyeshadow using the MAC Paint Pot in Painterly. You know, so it's like, what do you buy for kids? You know, obviously when you're buying a gift for a child for Christmas, like I'm thinking specifically of my little cousins. There's a bunch of little kids on my dad's side of the family, and obviously it is super fun to buy kids gifts for Christmas. But, you know, and anyways, for me, like, you know, they live a couple of hours away from me, so I'm not seeing them every day, and they're obviously too young to have Facebook, so it's not like I message, you know, the 7-year-olds in my life and say, hey girl, what do you want for Christmas? But I was just kind of thinking about how when I buy gifts for the little boy, he, first of all, is super cute. He was the ring bearer at our wedding. Super cute kid. I know he likes Paw Patrol, so honestly, I think about, you know, what's my budget for, you know, for the kids for Christmas, and then I go and I buy whatever Paw Patrol thing I see that looks really cool and that fits the budget, and I don't know, he's never complained. I wasn't unhappy to get 15 Barbies. Okay, really quick, we're going in with my Goof Proof brow pencil from Benefit in shade 3. You know, but I think we do that, right? Like, you know, or the other two little girls, it was actually last year was the first year that sorry, 3 little girls, it was the first year that I didn't buy them Frozen. You know, they love Frozen, and so what did they get every year for years? Frozen, like Frozen. So now, anyways, now those girls they're not older, but they're sort of getting to that age where, at least I know when I was their age, I thought like adult stuff was super cool, and I thought there was nothing more grown up than like a, you know, like a luxury bath set or something like that. So I try to get them like things that are in the personal care and sort of beauty space, but without pushing like makeup on the kids. I think I'm giving one of the girls a set of brushes this year. It's super cute. It's like pink and sparkly, but she's a teenager now, so, you know, she can have makeup. Also, I feel like when it comes to giving little girls makeup, like you have to know their parents and know what they're comfortable with, and so I always check, and I'm told that, you know, makeup is a-okay, but I definitely try to stick more to like nail polish and lip gloss. Anyways, that's my very long ramble to my first Christmas memory. Okay, for my brows, I'm going with Charlotte Tilbury's Legendary Brows, and I use this in the shade Taupe for my brows, to set my brows and sort of do a little bit of a gel. So another question I got is, what is my ethnicity? So I have 4 grandparents, each from a different place. So on my dad's side, my paternal grandfather was born and raised in Dublin, Ireland, and so he is Irish. I'm pretty sure I get my hair from his side of the family, because he said that he always told me growing up that I had the same hair as his sister. So this could be Irish hair, but it also could be Ukrainian. But anyway, so yeah, anyways, my grandpa always told me that my hair was like the same color and like everything as his sister, who he was really, really close with. I never got to meet her. I know she passed away long before I was born, but she sounds like she was a really cool woman. Then he married my grandma and my grandma's family. Okay, so we're gonna pause for a quick second. I'm gonna be applying my eyeshadow. This is actually for a Pat McGrath video I'm doing. So I'm gonna pop right back in with my eyeshadow done, and then we will continue. Okay, so eyeshadow is done. We're gonna do our eyeliner now. So I'm gonna be using my Tom Ford eye defining pen. Now, one question I get asked a lot is for a eyeliner tutorial. So I'm gonna kind of include it a little bit in this video, and if you have more questions, I'm happy to do a dedicated video. So what I start by doing is I take my hand and I just kind of pull the skin tight. I find that really helps steady me. So what I do on my desk is I have my elbow on the desk, and I'm basically creating a triangle between my hand like this, that I'm sort of pulling the eye here, and then my arm, like the elbow, goes all the way up. I know this is super detailed and looks kind of weird, but it works for me. The other piece of advice I'm going to give before I do this eyeliner is not every day is a 10 out of 10 eyeliner day. Some days are 8 out of 10. And generally speaking, like, it's not worth it if your eyeliner isn't perfectly even or a perfect point. Unless it's like your wedding day or something, it's really not worth it. You're gonna make more of a mess trying to clean it up, and especially when you have the eyeshadow already down. And anyways, just putting that out there. And then we'll talk more about my ethnicity. Okay, so I'm doing that triangle, I'm pulling tight, and then I'm sort of just relaxing my eyelid looking down. So I start in the middle, and I just drag the thicker end of the pen, and I just try to make it to the end of my eye. So that's the first strike. And again, don't worry if your makeup like gets a little messed up under here. We haven't done any powder yet, so we can always just buff a little bit more in. So then I go back to pulling, and you'll see where I place my finger. I go back to pulling, and I start in the middle of my eyelid, and I sort of just stamp it on and pull it over. And then I take a look if there's anywhere where the line doesn't look perfectly connected, and then I stamp over it. Then when I get to this side, I just do a nice flick up, and I sort of connect everything with a few more paint strokes. And that is how I do my winged liner. There are a few more steps to make it seamless. I'm gonna repeat it on this side, and then we will get back to our conversation. Oh, I should add, when we're on this eye, I start on the outside and I drag it into the middle point. I just find that easier as a right-handed person. Okay, so the next essential tip for my eyeliner is I tightline. So I have a number of different eyeliners I use. I love the Marc Jacob one, but this Lise Watier one is also fantastic. You're just looking for a black pencil crayon, basically, of eyeliner. Urban Decay one, Perversion, fantastic. And what do I do to tightline? What I do to tightline is I sort of rest my pinky on my chin, and then I just look not forward, and you're basically going into where your eyelashes come out of, and I'm just doing little motions like this back and forth to really fill that in to be black. So that way when I do my mascara, it just looks like endless black, and I really feel like that makes your mascara look more, or your eyelashes look more voluminous and just everything put together. Okay, so for our mascara today, we're gonna be starting off with the Dior Show Maximizer 3D. Okay, so back to the question of my ethnicity. So my grandmother's family is from Ukraine. At least that's what she told us, but their immigration documents say Poland. Okay, so my grandma's family immigrated here in the kind of the late 1920s, and Eastern Europe has had 1,010 different borders throughout history. So they were ethnically Ukrainian, but at the time that they immigrated here, living in Poland. And it was kind of funny. I was in, oh, by the way, for this mascara, I find that when I pull it out, this is the Dior Show Iconic Overcurl. There's way too much product on the brush, so I actually like scrape a ton of it. Like I do like 3 scrapes back into the tube. And we can always add more, but I find it does come out a lot. So anyways, I was in Poland on a Holocaust education trip a number of years ago, and we were just in a small town. We like stopped for lunch somewhere, and I saw there was like a little, I guess it wasn't that small a town, but it had like a Sephora. And so me being the person that I am, I go into Polish Sephora because I just thought, like, it would be just fun. I love going to Sephora's in different countries. And so she told me the price in Polish. I guess I look relatively Eastern European. Anyways, so she gave me the price in not English, probably in Polish. And I looked at her blankly, like I have no idea what she said. And I said, "Oh, I'm sorry, do you speak English?" And she said, "No." She's like, "No, you speak Russian." And I'm like, "I don't speak Russian." And she's like, "Why you no speak Russian? You're Russian." And I'm like, I don't speak Russian. I'm not Russian." And this lady, she was just like, "You're Russian. Why don't you speak Russian?" And I was just like, I'm from Canada. And she was like, "So you're Russian." So that was kind of a funny moment, also terrifying. She was very, very upset with me for not speaking Russian, which I guess she perceived to be my language of heritage. Anyways, I looked at the price on the register and I gave her my zlotys and bought my whatever it was I was buying at Sephora, and I got back on the bus, and that is when it really hit me that I definitely look Eastern European, especially when I'm in Eastern Europe. So then on my mom's side, her father was born and raised in Canada, but his father and grandfather immigrated to Canada after the mother/wife in that combo, after she passed away, and they immigrated here from England. So I have been to the small town, or smaller, I don't know, it's not like super small, but anyways, my maternal grandfather's family is from the Coventry area in England. I shouldn't say it, like just outside Coventry, but that was the train station that we went to when I was in England, so that was really cool. And there's actually a street with my family's last name on it there, and I'm related to everybody with that last name who is in Toronto. So it's a pretty uncommon last name for somebody with British heritage. And then my nan's family, so my mom's mom, she was born and raised in a small town in Newfoundland called Harry's Harbour. Population like 50 people, at least 50 people when we went to visit a number of years ago, and that was a really cool experience. We were there, and actually there was a guy who my mom thought looked like her cousin, and she kept on saying that, and then I guess that guy thought we looked like his cousin because he approached us on the beach and he was basically like, "What brings you to this very small town?" And so my nan was like, "Oh, I was born and raised here, blah blah blah." And so we traced it back, and man on the beach, cousin. Which makes sense that he looks like my mom and his shared cousin. And her family from Newfoundland was predominantly of Welsh heritage. So I am Irish, English, Welsh, and Ukrainian. And I always used to joke that I had all of the British Isles down except for Scotland. But my husband's family his family history is predominantly, predominantly Scottish. And so when we have a kid, it'll be Irish, English, Welsh, and Scottish. It'll have the United Kingdom, like so many check marks. And then there'll be this like little bit of Ukrainian. I'll be like, "Hi." Okay, so it's a very long answer to my ethnicity. Okay, so for our bronzer today, we're gonna be going in with my Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow. Actually, you know what? Before we do that, we're gonna go with my Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood Flawless filter. And we're gonna use this as a little bit of a base for our glow. I use it in the fairest shade, shade 1, doing 4 little dabs up my cheek. And let's check what our next question is. So I'm gonna use my Rephr 17 brush to buff this in. So my next question I have here is, what is the best Charlotte Tilbury product? And I think that's really tough because honestly, like I wanna say everything, but I'm gonna answer that in 2 parts. One will be a complexion product, 3 parts. One's gonna be complexion, 1 for lips, and 1 for eyes, because I don't think I could pick a favorite child. So in terms of complexion, I am gonna say the Hollywood Flawless filter, because there are so many different ways you can use this. You can use it on top of foundation like I just have. You can mix it in. There's just so many different things you can do. You can use it as a primer. There are just so many ways to use it that just brings such a glow to your face and your skin. And I think that it's game changing. It's one of those products that I know that Samantha Ravenel sort of emulated it with her Glow Lust, but there really aren't a lot of products like it on the market. And so I think that it is something uniquely Charlotte. And I think because there's so many ways you can use it, I think it's such a great value. In terms of eyeshadows, definitely the Exaggerize eyeshadow quad. I think that one is incredible, especially if you have a complexion like me and you like sort of a neutral, everyday, but enhanced and beautiful eyeshadow look. You can't go wrong with Exaggerize. And then for lips, honestly, I love both her matte and her kissing formula, her satin. But I would probably say the kissing formula, Stoned Rose is really pretty. Bitch Perfect is really, really pretty. Runway Royalty is really pretty. Really any kind of glossy nude from Charlotte, you're not gonna go wrong with. And if you heard that, you definitely heard me not mention Pillow Talk. I think that Pillow Talk is really overrated within the Charlotte range, and while it is nice, I think there are so many prettier and more flattering products that don't get the hype that they deserve. Okay, so for our bronzer today, we are gonna be going in with my Charlotte Tilbury Filmstar Bronze and Glow, another favorite of mine. And we are going to use our Rephr 24, which is normally a blush brush, but we're going to use that to kind of sculpt in our cheeks a little bit. And I'm going to look up our next discussion topic. Okay, so I made a comment in a previous video, I think it was the subscription box video, that I didn't really care for her pop shadows. And somebody's asking why. So I'll start by saying that she has had some pop shadows that are incredible, and I'm thinking of the Fire Rose quad. That pop shadow is, if every pop shadow was like that, that's a whole different story. Fire Rose is regretfully discontinued, and I think Charlotte needs to bring it back and make all of her eyeshadows like that. Anyways, I just find that the pop shadows, they're not particularly pigmented. They are marketed as having like some sparkle to them, which is nice. But I just find they're really hard to work with. They don't really pick up very well on a brush, so I always end up using my fingers. But then obviously when you put your fingers in your eyeshadow, you often end up with hard pan. And I just don't really find that they really add much to the look. Like, I think a lot of her eyeshadow quads would be just as pretty as trios. So I think if you're gonna put 4 eyeshadows in a palette, they should all be good and useful, and I'm sure that they're there for a reason, but I just really found that they don't work for me. They're so translucent, sparkly. A lot of them, even if they look like something in the pan, don't really look like anything in the eye. And yeah, and a lot of people are not a fan of her pop shadows, so it's not just me. And this is coming from someone who loves Charlotte Tilbury's makeup, okay? So, okay, what's our next question? Go-to gifting brand. In a move that surprises absolutely nobody, my favorite go-to gifting brand is Charlotte Tilbury. So for our blush today, we're going to be using First Love, which is a really, really pretty neutral little blush duo. And I think if you have a complexion like mine, it's super flattering. It's kind of sculpting. It doesn't look like a lot in the pan. And the reason I wanted to use this blush today is we have a lot going on with the eyes. So I don't really want my cheeks to be competing with that. And I think that if you have a complexion similar to mine and you are doing a sort of a stronger, more eye forward look, and you just want your cheeks to be a good supporting character, I think that this is a fantastic blush to go for. Okay, so my go-to gifting brand is of course Charlotte Tilbury, for a couple of reasons. One, I think that when I'm gifting, I want people to know that they are getting something wonderful and that they are getting something luxurious from me. Obviously I can't afford to gift Charlotte to everybody, but if I'm like really wanting to put together a thoughtful gift, I would also say that obviously this is a gift I would give a makeup lover or somebody who wants to kind of up their makeup game. I don't just like randomly go around handing out Charlotte Tilbury. I wish. But I just find that if you know anything about makeup, you know that Charlotte is a really well-known, well-respected brand. A lot of people want Charlotte Tilbury makeup, so I think it's nice to give gifts of what people want. I think that the packaging is beautiful. I think the boxes are beautiful. I think that, you can find something beautiful for like basically any complexion within Charlotte. I think especially like a lipstick is beautiful to gift, or maybe an eyeshadow quad. But I think it's really easy to find something that's going to flatter whoever you're gifting. And then I just think it's kind of one of those things where it's like the gift itself might be small, but people know the value, and then I get the joy of getting to share one of my favorite brands with people and sort of introducing them and being that kind of Charlotte Tilbury gateway drug and teaching people about the products and helping them find things that make them look beautiful. And one of the things I love doing on my channel is kind of helping my audience find products that will make them look and feel their best, because I think that when we feel beautiful, and it's not about like necessarily we look beautiful, but I think that when we feel beautiful, there's just a confidence and a self-assuredness that we bring to work, we bring to our families, we bring to our day-to-day lives. And I think that when you look good, and you know, sometimes, I know it sounds really shallow, but looking good can come from, or feeling good can come from looking good. You know, I think we just start the day off on a good note. So, and I know that a lot of women struggle with self-esteem and self-confidence, and you know, maybe it sounds bad, but I know that, you know, feeling pretty can help with that. And I think that also, you know, feeling pretty, like every part of the product needs to work, and I think that her products just work really well. So anyways, I just love that it's a beautiful product in beautiful packaging that makes people feel beautiful, and it's something that they know is luxurious and something that they should want. And I will add that that is one of the reasons I love to include Charlotte Tilbury products in my giveaways. Okay, so the next question we have, so we are getting to, okay, one other question I do have is go-to makeup look with products that won't fail me. So I'm gonna do that as a dedicated separate video. Today's makeup look was just sort of, oh, I'm gonna film, let's play with some makeup and chat. But I will do that as a separate video. Okay, so I got a really quick question, Michael Kors or Kate Spade. P.S. we're going in with our Dior Powder No Powder. I'm trying to get to know this product better. And I'm trying it actually with a Bare Minerals smoothing face brush. And I've been finding this has been really nice for kind of buffing it in. So, and I've also found less hard pan when I use this. I feel like it's really picking up the product. So Kate Spade or Michael Kors in a move that, I just itch my nose. So Kate Spade or Michael Kors in a move that surprises absolutely nobody. Definitely Kate Spade. I do have some Michael Kors bags. I got one when I graduated from university. It's a beautiful bag, but honestly the brand just hasn't really pulled me in over the last number of years. And honestly, I kind of had a feeling a couple of years ago that their products that they were coming out with kind of looked cheap and felt cheap and just weren't pulling me in. Whereas I feel like Kate Spade, I also think Kate Spade is a better match for my style. Kate Spade products are generally kind of feminine, leaning into luxury and just really, really feminine pieces and great pieces if you are kind of like a corporate working person like myself. You know, there's great tote bags for work, but just also just some really pretty whimsy as well. And I just think that kind of Kate Spade just is in line with my style and what I like. And obviously I talk about Kate Spade a lot on my channel. So, and I think Kate Spade bags are well made. I think they are reasonably priced. Yeah. For our highlighter, we're gonna use this beautiful, very expensive highlighter from Pat McGrath. And I'm gonna be using my Real Techniques setting brush. Setting brush, yes, but I love using this for highlighter too. Now the next question I had was about if you have a handbag and for hardware, basically, what do I think about adding, you know, Amazon or other sort of inexpensive keychains on the bag? And I'll start by saying, like in terms of bag hardware, I'll start by saying that your bag hardware on your bag hardware is gonna wear and show signs of wear. You know, especially pretty quickly if you're using it frequently. You know, like I look at my Speedy bag with the D-rings and I already see wear on there, right? And I've had that bag for less than a year. I think that hardware on luxury bags is not as good as it used to be. And you're gonna see those signs of wear. I don't really like clipping extra things onto my bag. Generally speaking, at least when it comes to a luxury designer bag, I think the bag is designed the way it's designed and is designed to look beautiful and to be beautiful how it is. But with some of my, like, you know, Kate Spade bags, where like sometimes I'll add like, I have like some fuzzy pom-pom keychains and stuff. I think they're cute. I mean, I don't know. I add them on. I'm not super worried about it. If it is a bag that I really wanted to keep in pristine condition, I'm thinking of my Lady Dior bag, I wouldn't clip anything additional on there. But you know what? If it's a bag that you like and a keychain you like and it, you know, adds a little bit of extra personality to the bag, then just add it. I think that luxury bags are meant to be used and they're meant to be enjoyed, and that we shouldn't just have a luxury bag to look at it, right? Like, you have a luxury bag to use it and to enjoy it. And you know, it's like you buy perfume, not to have a full bottle, but hopefully you're gonna empty out that perfume bottle because you loved it so much and you used it. So I would say that if clipping on a keychain, you know, or a little pom-pom or something brings you joy and you think it elevates your bag, go for it. But I would just be cautious maybe around like those really special bags that you really don't want any harm to come to. So for my lip liner today, I'm going to be using Charlotte Tilbury's Iconic Nude. And for our lipstick, we have Runway Royalty by Charlotte Tilbury, a brand I don't really talk about a lot here on the channel. Sometimes I can feel like this lipstick pulls a little bit too cool tone for the look I want to do. So sometimes I'll add just a touch of lip gloss. So I'm going to be going in with my Pillow Talk Jewels lipstick or lip gloss on top of my lipstick, which is still a pretty cool tone color, but I find it being a gloss, it just adds a little bit more to the look. Okay, so we answered all of the questions. I'm gonna go in with my Charlotte Tilbury Airbrush Flawless Setting Spray. This is just a mini I picked up over the holidays. Give that a minute to settle down. I'm gonna pop on some jewelry and then we're gonna wrap this video up. And there we have it. This is the look all put together. I'm really happy with how it turned out. If you want to hear more about the eyeshadows, you'll have to stay subscribed because that is going to be a review on the Pat McGrath holiday collection that'll be coming out within a day or two on either end of this video. With Vlogmas, honestly, it is really hard to plan out what days I'm posting what because you never know what new releases are coming or what new products are gonna end up in my lap. So anyways, I did want to quickly address, I've had some people ask for hair tutorial videos. I promise that I will do how I do my, this is day 2, but how I do my curls for when I film. I will do a video on that. It's just a little bit more complicated than it seems because this room that I like to film in, every time I try to use my Dyson Airwrap in here, it blows the circuit. So I have to do it in the bathroom. So I just need to figure out how I can film in my bathroom. But I'm thinking a lot about it. I'm going to do it. And I know it's a video you guys are asking for. So anyways, thank you so much for watching and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye. Mwah.